since before the EU referendum, there have been fears that hiring would falter as employers exercise caution ahead of a period of uncertainty. But a study by the recruitment firm Reed has found that after a brief slowdown in job advertising in June, it picked up in October to above its pre-referendum mark. The sectors that saw the biggest rise in hiring in 2016 included purchasing, security and safety and health and medicine. But employers appeared reluctant to invest in training, apprenticeships and graduate traineeships, all of which saw a significant fall. The part of the country with the most new jobs on offer was Northern Ireland, which was up by more than 50%. The capital was at the lower end of the scale, rising by just 2.2%. But the only part of the country where job offers actually fell was the South East, excluding London. James Reed is the company's chairman, joins me now. James, before we get on to that, what did you make of those Robert Goodwill comments? I mean, this levy will have really got employers panicking, won't it?
Yeah, not much. I mean, it was another idea that was floated and shot down on the same day, as you said. And I mean, it didn't make much sense, and hopefully we've seen the back of it.
Yeah, so very encouraging statistics from you today, this survey. What's behind it?
Yeah, well, it's very interesting. I mean, since the beginning of January, that was last year's data that you just reported on. Since the beginning of January, we've had 86,000 new jobs on our website, and that's 18% up on the same time last year. So that pace of accelerating employment prospects is increasing.
Can employers actually fill these roles? Is there a bit of is this tightness in the labour market going to push up wages? Because most people expect inflation to overtake wages this year.
Yeah, that's a danger. And so I think that the fact that there are more employers looking is potentially good for wages. Wages have been stuck for a long time. I mean, it's in everyone's interest that wages go up. So I'm hopeful that wages will go up this year if this trend continues.
Why this reluctance on the part of employers to invest in training and apprenticeships, do you think?
I think there was a lot of uncertainty in the summer and people just took a moment to think about what they wanted to do. And an apprenticeship is a long-term commitment, whereas hiring someone straight away maybe doesn't feel quite the same. So I think that's happened. I hope that will change with apprenticeships coming in now on a bigger scale with the apprenticeship levy. So I'm hoping that will change.
I mean, we're almost approaching the point now where you can talk about full employment. Do you think we get there yet? I mean, is there a danger that this is as good as it gets for the job market?
We're at record levels of employment, which is really good. I mean, it's continuing to improve, but then we hear about machine learning, new technologies, jobs disappearing. But the more I hear about driverless cars, the more driving jobs come on our website. So something strange is going on.
That's a very interesting point that you make about, this technological age really catching up. And what's the advice to older workers right now who might feel they're in danger of being left behind by all this?
Well, do your best to keep up. I mean, in fact, the new technology is easier to use than the old stuff. So keep up to date. I find that. I'm probably one of the older workers.
Never dream of hearing that, James.
And look at what your kids are using.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what about this downturn, though, in the South East? Is that a Brexit effect or is it just other factors?
I think the South East is a pretty saturated labour market already. There's a huge concentration of employment in the South East, and I think a lot of employers are probably looking to expand their businesses in other parts of the UK, and that's why those are growing faster.
And in terms of where we are for the rest of the year, where do you see job creation being at its strongest?
Well, I'm very positive about the year ahead. I mean, we heard about sterling falling, but that's good for a lot of businesses in the UK. The last time that happened in '92 in a big way, we had a 15-year run. So I'm very positive about this year, and I think there'll be jobs across the sector and across the country, but particularly in technology and manufacturing.
Well, given the government wants to talk about having an industrial strategy, you think manufacturing has a renaissance this year then?
Yeah, I do. I think that's a real prospect.